welcome back to Comic Studio once again, and today we're gonna be checking out Sugar Cookies Comic Studio. And before we're gonna get things started, the last time video that we did was actually that I just made it from this one called Honey Diary Comic Studio, that I just completely made for only for one purpose as well, and it's been for a little bit amount of hours that I just completely successfully made it to its own for to do this as well. I didn't actually making for some sort of for one reason that I just completely made for a Grand Theft Auto load screen as well, or some sort of a loading screen from GTA. So the first thing is going to do that probably we're gonna be getting started in Sugar Cookies Comic Studio, as we're gonna be trying to do and started to do this as well. And it's owned by herself, that you may notice as well. So this is absolutely feels losing my mind, and including for some sort of me. And let's just get ourselves to show some spoilers. And the six characters are Litchi Dragon, the Litchi Dragon, and the Melon Peach. Oh, what is this? The Peach Cookie was actually from her as well, since I just definitely saw her from a while ago, and it's not gonna be for some sort of a 2 years ago. And the next character is Werewolf Cookie, was even for some sort of a wild moment that would be ever to be saw like this from Cookie Run Oven Break. Another one could be for this Cherry Blossom Cookie. Cherry Blossom was actually for some sort of turning for some evil thing. And the next character could be Pomegranate Cookie. Yeah, that was a little bit pretty good enough. She was a little bit innocent as well. And finally, could be the Bamboo Cookie. Was really ridiculous as well. And the last page was actually going to be swinging like the swords, like not swing like an action for to do this. It was burst into action for some sort of reasons. And next we have for some sort of for those items as well. So we got for some enemies' eyes, we have only sparkling effects as well, and the background does not seems like well, and it looks like pretty small to do this as well. So we don't able to do for some sort of copy around panel. So we don't need to add for some Cookie Run characters from over here. So especially here's why to do this like we just tried to do. And the other original characters could be for such as this. Not the original characters like those things, but the Supermassy like those characters like a female. And wasn't like those things, or pretty for such as one things to do this. Including for such as him. And why does have any sprites? That does not have anything as well, including the backgrounds. So we don't able to use for some crossovers, but unfortunately there isn't any of those submitted sprites, including this and this. I feel something it's actually very worried about it. So not all over the monsters that I just completely made something well. So, because of the OCs, doesn't try to look like this better as well, without any kinds of faces, that we pretty possible that doesn't going to be look like this. It was look very mature around of this character. So, I might going to be finding a little bit else, and it won't be gonna be going to get things a little bit better. So I'm not going to be end of this video for to do this. It was pretty quick, but as you can see, these characters that you might able to be seeing these characters that we got Peach Cookie check. If I just say for Leek Cookie, that should be over here. This is actually Leek Cookie was actually a little bit far behind as well, but I'm pretty sure that was going to be a little bit even fast as well. And why those vines like these? That Leek Cookie is going to take charge or take advantage against Peach Cookie. So, you know why? That we just eventually using around for the Cookie Run characters. So, I wonder that is going to take for more advantage for unlike him as well. So, we're gonna be taking a little bit for one thing as well. Like, even for Pistachio Cookie with itself. So, we needed more backup like any time as well. So, I'm not going to be pretty sure that we're just going to be added a little bit slightly. So, this is actually going to be getting so far ahead. And I cannot believe this is actually going to be one, as before that does going to try to get things a little bit even straight. So, one thing to do this, that she forged around of those some sort of a light. So, even that it's going to be coming away, and just like it's going to just stepping a little bit ahead of to do this. There's Pistachio Cookie from over here, and the drafts has been saved to do so. And what about for many other kinds of combat soldiers like to do this, like knights, or anything like it pretty was to do, or we just going to getting his horse riding on a little way back as well. So I'm probably sure that we got his horse riding on his back, and we just actually going to get a little bit to making things a little bit of march as well. So even to do this, like we got for a saber and a some sort of a stick or some sort of staff and katana. What does actually needs to get another weapon for something? Even using for some sort of for a chainsaw like those things? But I'm not should be able to do like this thing as well. Salt cookie wasn't going to be for only for one, I guess. So you really have a harpoon for some sort of fishing as well. So nothing instead of to do this as well. So we're gonna be moving Pistachio Cookie a little bit back, and let the Salt Cookie is going to be assaulting itself. So I have assumed like those things, like Salt Cookie is going after her, or this. Not even to do this, like we just actually we try to get something a little bit at once. So even for some sort of a captain as well, for some sort of pre-captain as well. So I'm not very sure that is actually for the ability skills was punching like kung fu, and I'm probably very not sure that I still need to find somewhere else. Unless that doesn't gonna be even the case around for many new other kinds of these things as well. Especially the secret weapon is powered as well. And it looks like this is Gim Cookie that we have anything to do this. He lights up his fire around of a card or nothing that we just not saw this weapon. So if I'm going to be find something else, maybe that was pretty hard to do this, that I just completely add slightly a little bit more. But unless we have enough to do this, whatever it takes to do, and what is going to be for something a little bit battle, and we need a little bit more space. So I guess that was actually going to get a little bit pretty battling as well. So I'm not very sure this isn't going to be for last two pages like we do this. is add dark choco cookie. I'm pretty to get a little bit to do so as well. So instead of licorice cookie or something, I'm not sure of the imaginary weapons. So I'm not sure that I just almost lost my mind, whoever it is. And what about centipede cookie? That's not a matter of his wife as well. So I'm probably very sure that this is not going to get a little bit as very far as we could. So I better try to get a little bit things to find out. So he's flying in the air, and he's going to be catching a little bit up to do so as well. So even he's going to be catching up his own mind as well. So even that dark chocolate cookie wasn't even young enough. So what about him? So he was actually for some sort of a pre-notorious person as well. So I cannot believe that we just actually find out what is actually going to get things even straight. So even but now, but I cannot believe that he's just actually using his dark magic or something. So right behind it was probably something big. And behind him is actually this as well. So this is not his big brother as well. And besides, and where is purple yam or chili pepper? So we still added for something a little bit for just as well. So looks like he got its mask or something like it's gonna be going to truly something like it else. So it's just a little bit for just one. And especially there must be so many cookies with weapons. Oh dear, that was a little bit pretty hard, and very like to do this as well. So what about could make him zap as well? So even what to do this that should able to make him zap. So I cannot believe it. So we got the wizard cookie, which is going to zap them as we pretty possibly to do so, and most likely request cookies with weapons was actually like it's gonna be using for combat battle weapons as well. So even that is actually going to be real, especially that could be able to include right here. Not even that it does. So we have Mel Cookie with his Forge Shield and like those things as well, and the Purple Yam have anything as well. So we got to include here. Oh dear, should we get to the end of this video? We're pretty sure that was going to be a yes that before this. So even though that is going to be all about to end up to do this as well, and pretty sure it was a yes, and that was pretty it. Geeky characters with combat weapons instead of firearms like to do this as well. So even to do what is actually to do this, and that is the Sugar Cookies Comic Studio that I just used weapons around of themselves to do this instead of a magic wand. So anyways, that is perfectly end of this video, and the link is going to be in the description, and especially including the website that is the main website that you could lead to access the comic studio from anyways. So I'll be see you all later to do this as well, and I'm gonna be see you mini lads and comic studio users all later. So thanks for watching, like anything but all else, and I'll see you in another video in a while.